Would you please welcome Prash Katecha?
Hello, hello. Greetings.
Hi, Prash.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings. And what a day. It is the day, the pinnacle of the week, the Himalayan mountain summit that we are scaling. And it is that special day. So thank you so much for the introduction, Alistair. And obviously, first and foremost, my acknowledgement to the whole ISMA family, the team, the stars, the superstars, the people in front and behind the scene. Carol, of course, many others who spent a lot of late nights and turned their hair beautifully crystal white in the process. And some of us grey. I dye my hair. So all of us have been putting this great effort to make this show. Susan, everyone, it's just a tremendous honor to be a part of this. And it absolutely shows unity in these difficult times. I'm really excited to be a part of this. So, in this session today, we're going to get a little bit freestyle and we're going to loosen up. I've got a couple of things in store. You'll be really pleased to know that this is something that has been done time and time again with skeptical minds, leaving with open hearts and relaxed souls. I've been having the pleasure of performing and singing and sharing this sort of stuff with people in the UK and in the past 5-6 years in Europe, over the past 12 years, where we run wellness retreats. Myself and my team, we take people away for 4 or 5 days to places like Tuscany, Mallorca, Belgium, Hungary, and various other places in Europe where we have 4 days or 5 days of immersion through body, mind, and spirit. And part of what we do is we use these strategies to bring about calmness and introspection and relaxation. What I want to do today is actually share a mixture of things from ancient traditions using the power of music with mantras and also affirmations and yogic breathing. So those are some of the things in store. We're going to really put it together as a sort of like a freestyle mix that should land hopefully in the right place, right here in your heart somewhere, and help you to calm that mind down. And the intention is very much so, and Carol will tell you this, after 25 years of corporate, if there's one thing I am, is a pragmatist. So I want to make sure that what we're sharing here is something that can actually be used in your own space and time, anchored in, if you will, those of you who are NLP fans, into your psyche so that you're able to recall it and use it by yourself or with others around you. So, that being said, I want to start with a couple of pranayams. Pranayam means breathing techniques. Prana means life air, and ayam means the practice of. It comes from the ancient tradition of yoga. Pranayams have their origins in some of the ancient Indian literatures, the Sanskrit literatures, 5,500 years old, the writings. And so there are a couple of simple ones I want to do with all of you. Is everybody game for this? Good. Okay. I know Carol needs it. She hasn't slept all, 18 days? I don't know how many years. So let's do these together. Now, look, here's the quick disclaimer. Obviously, going to do this. Don't do this if you have a weak heart or anything, but otherwise, please do it at your own risk. I have my own indemnity professional insurance. I'm sure you all do. So just sue yourself. Don't sue me. All right? Now we're going to get straight to this. I want to have you stand for this, and I'm going to show you the movement first. So this one is an energizer. It really is truly an energizer. And the idea is to inhale air much quicker than normal and exhale air much quicker than normal. These are the two criteria for success in this. To inhale rapidly, more than you would, and exhale quickly, more than you normally would. The reason for doing that is it energizes our breathing apparatus and it helps to clean and exercise that breathing apparatus, very much like the difference between a walk and a sprint. You're really exerting yourself that much more to build your capacity. But we'll take it at a modest pace, and we're only going to do this for 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So I'm going to show you by standing up. You're welcome to join me. Make sure you have enough space, and I'm going to just show you right here to do this. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my hands to go above my shoulders, keeping my fingers loose. I'm breathing in as I do this through my nose, and then I'm exhaling through the mouth. Like that. So I'm breathing in, and I'm rapidly breathing out through the mouth. But if you notice, I'm breathing out through pursed lips, as if you're blowing out a birthday candle. So you want it to be really nice and tight, as if you're blowing through a straw, blowing out a birthday candle. Have that visualization next to you exhale. What we want to do is we want to force that breathing apparatus to work. So we constrict the airflow and force it out through a small hole to increase the effectiveness of the exercise. So here we go. 1. Good. 2. 3. 4. 5. I want you to do 5 more in your own time, okay? Breathing in, keeping your posture straight. Excellent. Right. You might feel a little lightheaded. That's perfectly normal. Congratulations, you've taken on a lot more oxygen than you normally would. That's a good thing. But brace yourself or sit down. Good work. Good work, you folk. Alistair, you're looking good there, man. Doing good. All right. So the next one is another Energizer Pranayama. I want to show you this one because this accompanies the first one we did, but can be done in a seated position. Therefore, anybody with mobility issues or space constrictions can do this one as well. This also has an alertness factor to it. It energizes and it improves your alertness as well. I'm going to take you through this one together, and I'm going to demonstrate first. We're going to, again, in this one, breathe in through the nose rapidly, but this time we're going to exhale through the mouth with this sound instead. Shh! As if we're trying to silence somebody. I could think of a few people in Parliament I'd like to silence right now. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to show you it. So what I'm doing is I'm opening up my fingers, so I'm releasing any tension that's within the system. And again, for those of you who are in the know and those of you who've been in the field of well-being or been exposed to it, you'll understand that what we're doing intrinsically is here to encourage the parasympathetic system to regulate itself and for the sympathetic nervous system to downregulate, to calm down. And so what we're doing is using this breathing to do it. So we're going to keep our fingers loose so there's no tension. We're just going to raise our fingers up above our shoulders. And we're tucking our elbows in and downwards. And that's where we tense just for a moment. So let's do 10 of these. That sound right there. Good. If you're feeling lightheaded and dizzy, that's perfectly normal. If you're feeling butterflies as if you met that first date and you know that you've been waiting to date that guy or gal for years and it's finally upon you and you got the nerves, it's a good sign. You've just taken in a bunch of air. Just self-regulate. That is, just start to calm your breathing into a regular flow. You might feel pains and tingling sensations as well in your limbs. Again, perfectly normal because we've rapidly increased the inflow of oxygen and in the exhalation. So it's normal to feel tingling, dizziness, lightheadedness within moderation. And this can be done typically for up to a minute each time. And that's why this is a really practical thing to do, especially for most of us as we're, privileged to have our own sort of home offices of sorts. Although, of course, many of us do share that space with other people. Carol and I talk about this in our Behind the Lens show, actually. Good episode to check out, working from home. When we do this, it wants to be done on an empty stomach. You can hear me, Carol? Okay, good. When we do this, it wants to be done on an empty stomach, and it can be done almost any time of the day, as long as it's done on an empty stomach. It's not encouraged for the evening, obviously, because it helps to calm, we're calming down in the evening. We're shifting from our brainwaves, beta brainwave state into an alpha state. And so this is great to do during the daytime to really just heighten our awareness and energize. But a minute at a time, up to 3 times in the day, is quite safe as you build your capacity. Some of the benefits of doing this is that your breathing capacity will improve. I have clients who do this and their stamina has improved. So when they go for a run or a walk, they're not out of breath as easily. These individuals, by the way, are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. I have 2 in their 60s, and almost all of them have reported a positive increase in their stamina and their energy and their attention levels when doing this. So we've kind of ruled out placebo, and we've allowed for people to try it out in their own space and time. So definitely I would encourage you to embrace some of these 2. The next one I want to show you is I'm going to save towards the end, because it's a calming down one right at the end where we'll regulate our flow. Before we do that, I want to introduce you to one more. I call this the motorway yogic breathing technique. And I call it the motorway breathing technique because it's the one I damn well use when driving up and down the M1 when I'm kind of falling asleep at the wheel. And you'll all know that because you'll have all been in some kind of meeting somewhere where you're glazing off and you have to pretend to be really attentive. So this is the trick for all of you, my friends. I call it staccato breathing. And it's called staccato because we breathe in several chunks. So we breathe in our air, but in sequences of 4 or 5 steps until we fill ourselves with air. And then we exhale through the mouth quickly, again through pursed lips, 4 or 5 times. I'm going to demonstrate. Would you like to try that with me? You'll notice a difference straight away if you do it. I promise you'll notice a difference. Try it with me. Let's do staccato. Let's breathe in 4 tranches of air, with the 4th one being your max. Just like go all the way, fill yourself to the top on the 4th, and then breathing out in 4. And as you exhale everything out. Don't leave anything in there. So you have to work those abs a little bit to really contract. Singers and speakers amongst you, I know you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay? So let's try this out. Couple in your own time. Good. I'd like anyone who wants to just to unmute for a minute and just share an experience over these couple of breathing techniques we've done. Anybody care to chime in?
Well, it was not what I thought it was going to be something really difficult, and it's not. And it's something you can do anywhere, anytime, and even on the motorway. So for me, that was really very refreshing to see something very, very simple can have such a dramatic effect in terms of how you feel.
Thank you, Carol. And the interesting thing is that, not just relying on the testimony of the ancient sort of yogic teachings where it comes from, but just speaking to clients and people in the corporate workspace. I did this at HSBC, a room of 110 people a year and a half, 2 years ago in Bangalore. And we asked for feedback afterwards. We did a well-being stress session for them a couple of years ago. And a large number did cite that these particular techniques we've done had a positive effect on them. They tried it out for a week and we really got some good feedback. So I encourage you to play with these. You'll notice various physiological and cognitive benefits, as well as emotional benefits that come with repeated application of this, typically on a daily basis, keeping in mind you only need 2 minutes to do this. And this particular one, this staccato breathing that we've just done, can be done almost any time when you're feeling you're flagging in attention and also cognition. If you've got that brain fog, you'll notice it's surprisingly good at clearing a bit of brain fog and returning your synaptic firings in the direction that they want. Your neurons will fire again. So have a play with it. Now we're going to shift gear a little bit and go into a little bit of mantra chanting. So I'm going to explain mantra and demystify any religious connotations with it. Mantra means to free the mind. It's Sanskrit. Jaman means mantra, and it means to free. So a mantra, but in its essence, is a phrase or a combination of words, syllables, phrases, a scientific formula, a metaphysical formula, if you want to call it that, or a sort of an affirmation, which is geared towards freeing the mind and achieving the objective of bringing deep stillness. Why do we want to free the mind? We want to free the mind because the mind is very much like a motorway or a highway. It's a constant flow of thoughts. The mind is a thought machine. According to classic ancient understanding, the timeless understanding of the East, the mind is a thought machine. Its business is to just generate thoughts constantly. And it's either, most of the time, anxious about stuff that has yet to happen or wallowing in regret about stuff that's happened in the past. And the mind vacillates between the past and the present, the past and the future. It's rarely in the present in its truest sense. And when it's trying to be in the present, thoughts are constantly distracting us, of course. Hence the thought flow of traffic. It's a thought machine. So using mantras is a way to intercept that thought stream. It's like putting a halt on the motorway and, putting a roadblock in place. So for a little while, those thoughts start to diminish. They may not go away entirely. I know most of us have challenges in trying to bring the mind to a deeply still state, but it is highly beneficial. And just from the perspective of brainwave and brain technology or brain science, most of us operate in beta brainwave state during the day. This is our doing, thinking, problem solving sort of brainwave state. When we get into a meditative state, using things like mantras or breathing or other forms of mindfulness, all these wonderful things that you've obviously been learning about and will be experiencing throughout the remainder of this week, what we're doing is giving the mind and our overall mind, body, spirit system a chance to experience that stillness. And when we experience that stillness, we're taking the brain's activity from a predominantly beta brainwave state to an alpha, down to a relaxed alpha, maybe even down to a theta, which is pre-sleep. It's kind of when you're drowsing off. We're getting it down to that state. Why? Cognitive repair, neural balancing, cognitive dissonance is dissolved, emotional challenges, stresses, traumas begin to become calmed. We're able to get into a place where we're able to make clearer decision making, better thinking. Our intellect is able to take control again. Our emotions are subdued. For those of you who have a spiritual outlook on life, obviously it opens up your chakras. It helps to balance the chakras, the energy centers within the body, the subtle energy centers within the body. So whichever slant one has or outlook on life, certainly these techniques, including meditation, mantras and so forth, have that effect in their own way for each of you. And some will have more profound effects on you than others, naturally. But on this session, of course, and I'm keeping one eye on the time, I want to invite you all to experience a little bit of a mantra. So we're going to start with a Sanskrit mantra, and then we're going to go into, in fact, we'll start with a real simple mantra, just Ram, R-A-M. Why Ram? It's an ancient Sanskrit word, which means pleasure, joy, bliss. So think of it as the word bliss. And I think we could all do with a little bit more bliss in our lives. Can I see a thumbs up on that one? So this is universal bliss that we get to create ourselves. 100% organic, no fertilizers, preservatives or additives, And it don't really require anyone else to be there to do it. We can just do it ourselves. So I'm just going to be here as a facilitator, and I'm going to just take you through this. I'm going to use a little bit of a rhythm in the background, a little drone, and I want you to join me. Now, here's the trick as we get into this. We're going to do it in such a way where we're going to variate the volume, the amplitude of the sound, and we're going to play with the speed of that sound. This is how we train the mind to shift its focus from the outer world to the inner world. So you're welcome to close your eyes for this. You're welcome to keep one eye on the camera and focus on myself. But the trick, the key is to defocus your attention from the outer world and bring it to the inner world. And this is only for a matter of a minute or two. So it's a real short thing, but let's see how we go. We're going to be riding this sound. Imagine if you're on Santa's sleigh, and you're riding this mantra, this sound, deeper and deeper into your consciousness. That's what we're doing. We're making inroads into our subconscious, bypassing the critical mind and taking a journey from beta brainwave activity towards alpha, relaxed alpha. And that's what we're going to do using this mantra, Ram. And we'll just change that speed, amplitude, and even the duration. It may go from Ram to Ram, Ram, Ram. Play with it. It means bliss, and let's have some fun. So on my cue, feel free to be on mute and do it in your own pace. Here we go. Still. Loud and out. To breathe. stiller. Go inside. Internalize that sound, bliss. Mindful of any sensations you may experience in your body, any tingles, any throbbing, any pulsating, any variations in heat that you may feel in your limbs down to the bottom of your feet. Recognizing that your consciousness that pervades the entire body is able to be brought about into a profound state of stillness at your beck and your call when you choose to direct your focus to your inner empire. That stillness that pervades all creation, that universal synergy, pure, unadulterated silence, where all stress dissolves, all capabilities are born, and all potential exists inside in your inner empire, inside in your inner empire, which you can access each time, every time, through the power of meditation and affirmation, riding that chariot inwards, ever inwards, that place of pure, untapped power and potential. Taking a deep breath in 3 times to lock that in, as if creating an anchor, using a finger gesture if you will, breathing in. And again, locking it harder. And one more time, creating that mental bookmark of this sacred space. Good. Sometimes the energizing has to happen on the inside. And that's why we took this little journey to bring about stillness. I'll take a moment for any reflections before we go into something that's going to shoot us in a different direction as we draw to a close. I will accept your silence as good feedback. Good, very good. So now that we've gotten ourselves a little bit, if you notice the thought flow, I'm hoping that most of you have noticed that up to this point, that thought traffic on the highway has calmed down. Isn't it strange? But it actually does work. We can cut aside any denominational hang-ups, and we can really get to the heart of this just through the power of using our breathing and using the power of sound vibration, whether it happened to be a mantra like Ram, or whether it's an affirmation as we're about to do. But this is the power that we can use by engaging our senses in order to take those senses internally. And that's what we're doing here. And that's the trick. A lot of people think they have to either negate the senses, but actually you can use them to drive that focus inward, as we've done. gotten ourselves into, judging by the looks of most of your eyes, into some sort of relaxed alpha state. You're out of beta. Congratulations. It's what we want on Stress Awareness Week. All right. Well, I have in front of me a large object with black and white keys. You will not be able to see it, but you will be able to hear me playing it with my completely untrained fingers. Are you ready to be entertained or laugh? Right, thank you for the spotlight. That's just great. Now I get to see my white stubble. All right. What I'm going to do is we're going to use the power of affirmations, and I'm going to invite you, while you remain on mute, to join me in singing. Matters not how good or bad a singer you are. It really doesn't. It's not about that. Thankfully, I don't have to bloody hear you sing. But seriously, it really doesn't matter, because this is about expressing our internal feelings outward. So this is going to comprise of 3 phrases that I feel are quite apt during this International Stress Awareness Week and quite apt for this summit. To me, as a coach, as a consultant, as a speaker, and having gone through much trauma myself in my own life and difficulties, deaths and ill health and all kinds of things, I feel that these are 3 very powerful and some of the most liberating phrases that can help us to come out of the grip that stress sometimes has upon us. And they are these 3. I am strong. And we don't just mean physically strong. We are talking about our resilience. We are talking about our mental toughness, the character of our soul. I am strong. I am free. We truly are free. Most of you are familiar with the circle of influence. Some of you may have heard of it. There are many factors around us that we cannot control. Stress is often due to our excessive preoccupation with those things that we cannot properly control or we haven't taken time to adequately influence. Here, we are reaffirming that we are free. That is, that we have the freedom to influence those things that are within our control and those things that are within our influence. It is a call to action, if you will, to our spirit, to our soul, that let us refocus on the things that we can control and influence and thereby start to reduce the stress in our lives. So I am strong. I am free. And here's the 3rd one. I bet most of you will relate to this. The inner critic that says, I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. I'll never be good enough. I was never good enough. That little voice from our parents and other ones who probably meant well but said it in moments of harshness. So the 3rd aphorism, the 3rd affirmation is, I embrace all of me. So I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. This is the best kind of practical woo-woo I could ever think of sharing with all of you wonderful people, because it actually bloody works. So, are you ready for this? So we'll do it call and repeat. So I can sing one time, you guys can sing one time, or if you want to just join right in with me, it's your free will. I strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. Don't hold back. I am strong. I am free. Let the ego go. I embrace all of me. Express yourself. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. Yes, I am good enough. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. Deepen your presence. I am strong. Be present. I am free. I embrace all of me. Witness your own beauty. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. I am strong. Yes, I am. I am free. Yes, you are. I embrace all of me. Even those imperfect bits. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. I am strong. I am free. I embrace all of me. Wait. I've got one last thing to say to all of you. Everyone watching this live, watching this on the replay, everybody in the ISMA family and everybody tuned in from around the world, there's one thing more that we can say, sing and do to change our state right now and let that echo into our day and our week as we round this off. Are you ready for this? I'm going to say it. Don't. Oh, Sinatra. Love that guy. Don't worry. Oh, yeah. About a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, don't worry about a thing. Yeah, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Yeah, don't little thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be all right.
Prash, that was absolutely fantastic. Wow. I think we all feel very different to the way we were, 45 minutes ago. Yeah, just really, really powerful stuff. So on behalf of us all, again, Prash Kotecha, big round of applause. Thank you very much indeed. Absolutely.
You're welcome. Brilliant. Thank you, Alistair.
And unfortunately, your singing and everything else, you